Well, we are back. And that's probably a good month or so since I've last uploaded a video. And I do apologize for that, but there's actually good reason. For one, I was doing a little bit of side projects, getting another series ready for you guys so that once this one is complete, we should have a bunch of recordings ready to go. But those will not be Farm Simulator. They will actually be more story-based from out of a different game, but I will reveal that at a later time. The second reason why we have been off for a month is because you see the field ahead of me, which is field number 3. I harvested the cotton on there. I also harvested cotton on field number 16, and for whatever reason the game would not allow me to complete the mission 100%, so I was left having to pay for the missing crops, and it put me into the hole about $1.5 million. So it was very rough, and I had to come up with creative solutions as to how to fix that. And so this is where we find ourselves today. I see that field number 3 is now ready for harvesting again, but I have no desires to harvest that cotton again, seeing as what happened last time really threw me behind the ball. So let me show you what we're doing today. I have brought my auger over, and I'm starting to put some of the grain and whatnot into rail cars so that I can go and ship this off. Obviously this car doesn't have anything in it, and the train itself doesn't have too much in there right now. As we continue through the episode today, I'm hoping to fill up a few of these rail cars, and if I can't fill them, well, at least get something in them, right? So you can see a lot of canola in here, and I believe we will be able to put stones that we have. We got a whole wagon of stones. Maybe we can put that in there, unless I've sold it already. So yeah, it's been a bit chaotic, shall we say, but we are back, and we need to go sell as much of the grain as we can so we can make a pretty dollar. And that's the plan for today, is to kind of just recoup our losses. You can see I've got my money back finally after doing some creative gameplay, shall we say. I have my money back that I was originally given. So now for just getting rid of the train with the crops we have in it and everything we got loaded. You can see a tiny little bit in that one. Yeah, we'll ship the train off. We'll see if we can make some money off of the grain, and we'll do a bit of a year-end inventory, and we'll close off the season there. Our first order of business is to empty this bin, which we have filled up with some oats, because the pigs don't eat oats, and chickens don't eat oats, and the sheep don't either. So there's no point in keeping these oats. Those can be sold. And you can see I've used my big auger this time around. You'll remember my little auger is still over by the railroad track, but this should work out really well. I don't see an issue with it. In fact, right now it's loading very, very good. If it keeps up at this rate, then yeah, that we should be able to get both of these loaded, and that should empty out that bin. And I really do like the layout of these bins. I think we did a good job with that. There's a rental trailer off to the side, I'm sure you've noticed. And that one I'm going to be using to sell some of the straw. You see a bunch of straw there. You see a whole pile of straw way over behind the pig shed, although you probably can't see it very well right now, but there is just a huge pile. And right now I'm just looking to maximize profits and make sure that the train that I rented, that it'll actually be worth its rental price. So that's why we're going to be selling a bunch of stuff. I don't foresee us using a bunch of straw. Pigs are still really good on the straw. I'll make sure I bed them down before I go ahead and sell any more straw, just so that they're good for the entire winter. as they don't seem to use a whole lot of straw at all. But we're going to bring this off to the railroad track, and then we'll meet you guys there. There we go. We're at the elevator now. And we're going to drop our oats in here. And then once we've done that, we'll jump into the train. We'll pull it under the correct spout. And we'll be able to unload everything. And with the truck finally empty, we can see we got a little bit of wheat for some reason. And a little bit of canola. I'm just going to test and see what we all have in these cars. There's nothing we can put in that one. Maybe I could put the oats in here. Yes, we can put those oats in that car. And it'll be kind of hard to see, but you can sort of see that car is filling up. They didn't give me a long enough of a zoom out in order for us to really take a look and see what we got going there. But I can tell if I want to produce more canola, I'm going to have to really lay in a few fields of canola to make some money, and oats the same way. Because wheat I didn't really want to sell. I guess there was just a little bit in an auger. But that being said, I think that is all the grain that we're going to haul away. So in order to sell this, all I got to do is just hit that throttle right down to the ground, and as soon as I get to the end of this map, which you'll see in about 3 seconds, it's going to prompt me if I want to sell this off to Greenville. There you go. Bit of a surprise the first time around. Yes. So 261,219 is the harvest income off of that. And this is besides the rocks and all the other stuff that I've already sold. So with that being said, I think that takes care of all of the grain side of things. And now we can just worry about selling straw or whatever else we want to do. Should make our life just a wee bit easier now. Okay, now comes the fun part, which is loading all of this straw into my wagons. And you can see that the aim is not always as good as you would hope it would be. In fact, I think what I should have done is kind of parked my truck up along the side of those straw piles. I can still do that actually. Why don't we just wheel this wagon on over? And this we can sell at the bale dealer. I'm sure they would love to have loose straw just as well. I don't foresee any issues with that, unless I am pleasantly surprised again, as usual. With our straw all loaded up now, I think it's time we go over to the bale store. And let's see if they accept loose straw. Hopefully they do, or otherwise this has all been for nothing. And it'll be another chore that we would have never needed to do. And then for the ending of this video, I think we will go ahead and make a few purchases. Maybe sell a few things. Just kind of do some TLC to the farm. Update some stuff. All the good fun stuff that happens at year end. So I'll meet you guys at the store, and let's see what we do. And moment of truth. Can we sell loose straw to the bale dealer, or are they going to say no? It looks like that is a possibility. Please tell me I don't have the little grain door. Oh, thank goodness. Otherwise, yeah, that was going to take quite a while. So, oh, almost 38,000. Very nice. And then one more time. I figured that trailer was probably going to get in my way, so I quickly unhooked it. And there we go. Another 5,000 there. Wonderful. We will return this trailer to its rightful owner, which we just rented from. And then let's go over the final portion of this gameplay. And now that we're at the store, we will do a little bit of a tally. So we're looking at 1.4 million right now. That is our final tally of what we've made throughout the year, which is not bad. I don't mind being a little over $1 million. It seems like, you know, after that cotton harvest, I didn't know how I was going to be able to recoup my funds, but we made it work. We're now at a good position, and so with that being said, we always have to look over what do we want to do with our money to be as frugal as we can. So I'm seeing only a couple fields that are planted right now. Now it begs the question, do we want to buy field number 10 or do we want to buy field number 4? Either of them would be great candidates. So let's just take a look. Here we're at 313,000. Or here we would be at 266,900. Honestly, we have the money, we could buy both, but my thinking is because the bins are here, we would be better suited to start buying land around this area, just because I think that our grain side of things is going to be moving over to this farmyard that we currently have. So I'm thinking number 10 would be our best purchase. And just before we do buy it, it is not planted as of right now. That's good, because it means we get to plant whatever we want to. I am going to say yes, let us purchase that. And hopefully I don't kick myself in the foot for that one. Still left with 1.1. So now comes the fun part. We're just going to do a quick check on inventory at this time. We have 4 tractors. Very good. We are happy with our tractors. We have 2 trucks. One of them's kind of at the pig barn doing its thing. Not really necessary. I have a feeling we'll get rid of the D14000 because it really doesn't serve much of a purpose. And I think that the C7500 does everything it can do, and probably just as well, if not better. So this truck can be sold. Our combine, we are currently running the 1480. Great combine, but I think we can go up a generation. I feel like that would not hurt our prospects, especially with now having another big field to harvest. So instead of selling this one, I think I'm going to just purchase another one to go alongside with it, and we'll go up 1 generation. In order to do that, let's just check what's on sale before we get ahead of ourselves. It looks like nothing that we want. Let us go to the harvesters. We'll go right up toward the end. So we have the 1400, which is that first gen, and then we have the 1600 as well as the 2100. 2100s, they're going into you know, the 90s, so that doesn't really fit with the theme of our gameplay here. But the 1600s are from the 80s, and I think that would match really well with our C7500 truck. So we're going to take a look. We just want to see what we can do with that. 1688, very nice. We'll give you 260 horsepower. Tires, I'm just not really, you know, I don't really have preference one way or the other, but definitely a long pipe. Colors are fantastic. And then obviously a guy's got to change the plate. Well, there's the plate right there. Okay. I think the only thing we got to do is change the placement to back only. Wonderful. That would put the plate right there. For 143,000, I know that's a bit of a step up. It'll be a bit of a chunk of money, but I do think that it is in our best interest. So we shall purchase $143,500. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now back to the inventory. We have the self-propelled mower at this time, which is good. Skid steer, very good. Trailers. Yes, we have two of these little ones. We have the grain box for the C7500, very good. But we have this dump box which came off that D14000. That one can go. No point in keeping it. Auger wagons, we are happy with what we got at this time. Rollers are fine. Planter is good. Seeder is good. We've got two cultivators. We're doing good. Headers, right now we're running a 20 foot. Let me see what it calls for a combination. It doesn't really call for one. So we'll have to see what mates up really well with our 1680. Sprayer is still fine. We do have two different mowers. This one here we can get rid of at this time, seeing as we won't be using that. We have the self-propelled one. Tedders and windrowers are all good. Forage wagon is fine. Balers, we do have the two. We're good with those. We have our old wagons. We got a bit of augers and stuff. Those are all fine. Okay. We have a flat deck for our C7500, and we also have this bale trailer. Now this bale trailer we are going to bring back to the shop because I got to do some repairs to it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. Front loader tools, pretty straightforward. Animals, we have this tank. It's again for the D14000. We must sell. We are no longer operating with that. Okay, so we've sold a bunch of stuff, but we've also purchased something rather significant. And what a purchase that is. That is a gorgeous combine. The 1600 series really is one of my favorite combines. I don't know, there's something about the look of them. They just look like a good solid combine, and they've always been a favorite of mine. If we jump up into the cab, you'll be able to see that very, very 80s layout on the dashboard. It'll be very similar to like the style of gauges and switches and all that. Very, very similar to, let's say, your Case 7200 series or 8900 series. Gorgeous unit anyway. When we look at the 1600 and we look at the combinations, we can see we can get a 20-foot header on there. That's the 1030, which is fine. We already have one of those, so that is good. We do, however, have options for other headers that might be just a wee bit bigger and probably just as versatile. Wow, I cannot speak. So this one's at 6.1 meters. Let us find one that is near that 6.1. We have this one here at 7.6 I feel very confident we could probably pull off having this thing too. In fact, I am so confident that I feel like I'm going to buy it. It is quite a heavy header, but I do think we could use this and get along just fine. Canola knives are standard. I'm just going to go standard. I don't mind the cross auger. We don't want that. We don't need that. Let's buy that. There we are. Okay, and now as far as other things go, I have one last thing that I really want to look at. So let me get to that right away. Now, you know, the C7500, it's been a great truck. We've very much appreciated the hard work it's put in. But there is something that I've noticed that would probably make my life a little easier, and that is the lack of capacity on the box and all that, as well as when we hook up to our flat deck over here to haul bales or what have you. This hitch is not really negotiable, that ring hitch there. So what'll often end up happening is I'll hook up to it and it'll lift the truck right up. So we can do something about that, and that's, I think, what our next purchase is going to be. What we're going to do, we're going to take a look here, right in trucks. Now, we love this C7500, so all of that is good, but we're going to get one with a fifth wheel hitch, because I feel like that would really, it really tie it all together for us, give us a bit more options as far as pulling semi-trailers and stuff like that for capacity and all that. Color and all that, wheels and all that is great. I have no qualms. I got no desires to change anything else. Plates all look fine. I say we just buy this beautiful truck right here, and just like that, we have us a brand new truck. Just this one, instead of a box, will have the fifth wheel on it. And that's just what I'm looking for. So what we'll do, we will take this trailer, we will swap out the neck, and we'll put on a gooseneck, and that will hook up to this trailer or to this truck a lot nicer. Because I don't even know if this thing even has a ball hitch as of right now. We'll see. Maybe there'll be one that'll just kind of morph into place. Sometimes the game will allow you to do some of that. Yeah, you can see it wants to allow you to. But see how that truck lifted up? And there's no real hitch here. Just a pretend one. Kind of funny, but at the same time it kind of ruins the realism, doesn't it? So we're just going to bring this to the shop. And we'll get this thing all fixed up. It should be ready to go in just a few moments. And as for this trailer, we'll do a quick repaint, a quick repair, and then we'll hit customize. Again, function, everything we got right now is good. Dovetail at the back, that's great. All of that's good, but we just want to change the attacher type to a gooseneck. That is all we're looking to do. And wouldn't you know it, it's free. Now, we'll go take our truck again. And let's see how much nicer we'll hook up now. As you can see, I got myself all lined up. And the hookup's a lot nicer. Our turning radius is going to be much greater, because we're not worried about catching the hitch itself. So I will be able to do very tight turns indeed. You know, that's as tight as I can go. Like, it's over 90 degrees. That is just wonderful. I think we are actually going to really appreciate that. And because we do need to test out the trailer and the new truck, what better way to do it than by hauling the brand new combine home. So while this truck is not going to win any world records for speed, it does appear to be doing a adequate and, quite honestly, a really good job of pulling this combine. So I have no qualms with this thing. I think it'll serve us very well. And we will probably be getting a couple of grain trailers here in the short term. I don't know if it'll be today, because I think it's about time that we close this episode. So with that being said, I think this combine's going back to the yard. We'll do a little size comparison and we will wrap this up. So there you have it, the two combines side by side. You can tell these kind of have the old-fashioned style tractor bucket lights on them everywhere, whereas these would have more of the recessed built into the cab type of lights. Throat looks very similar. I think they're interchangeable as far as headers go. Tires seem to be roughly the same size, but just the overall appearance of this new 1680, just a little more refined, and I think it'll be a great addition. It's not that much different, but yet it's just one generation newer. I think we got ourselves a fantastic combine. But speaking of fantastic, I think it's time for us to go, and I would like to thank each and every one of you for hopping back on and checking out this video. I do hope to see you guys again very soon. But till that time, take care.